Paraguay 4-1.
Oh, is that where you're located?
No, I'm in Australia, but I just watched America play Paraguay in the World Cup.
Oh, in the soccer match,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the football match. How'd that
yeah.
go?
Oh,
Who
mate, you
won?
guys, you guys have really got a good side.
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah.
I'm not a big. I don't know. I'm not a big follower of the football, so I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I heard some of our teams are pretty good. So.
Oh, they were brilliant. 4-1. They beat Paraguay 4-1. But
Oh wow, yeah, that's a good score.
what are you up to? Like, what's happening for you?
I'm in my semi. Just
Oh, dead set.
yeah, in my Volvo. So I'm just relaxing, taking my tan.
Oh, you're having a break.
Yeah, just having a break. So gonna go
Whereabouts are you?
have some dinner here in a bit.
Whereabouts on the road are you? What place?
I'm in I cover Oregon and Washington State. I cover the West Coast.
And are you safe in the truck? Like, the people try and get you and stuff?
Oh no, I'm in a yard, so it's got, barbed wire and all that, so nobody really comes around and messes with us.
Is it a tough gig being a truck driver?
Yeah, you work long hours, but I work like 4 days a week, sometimes 5 days a week, like about 13 hours a day. So I get my days done, and then and then I just chill out for at least 2-3 days, get back to it.
Yeah, have you got a family or something? Nah, you're just on the
Nah, I used to
road.
be an alcoholic and a junkie, so I'm sober now, so I'm getting my life together.
How did you find you? Okay, so now you've thrown me. How did you end up there, and how did you get out of that? That's a miracle.
Oh well, I mean, when you got a lot of money, from your when you work in blue collar work, you can supply your habit, you just keep going to work.
But how
So
did you? What happened? How did you find your way out?
I,
Because a lot of people
I
don't make it.
got arrested. So, I was like, hey, it's probably time to you know, quit quit being an alcoholic and, quit being a junkie. So
Was that was that a hard gig finding your way out of the dark like that?
it's a wake up call.
Because you look pretty lit up now. You look like you're
Yeah,
ready.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
I'm 2 years clean, so I mean, you know. So, it was a realization I was going down a really bad path, and you know, I was I was probably trying to die, and so, it's like whatever. It's I'm in a much better place than I was, a couple of years ago. So, you
Good
know.
on you, mate. That is
Oh
such
yeah. Well, Jesus saved me, He got me on the right path. So, you
unreal.
know.
That's fantastic. I'm sick of
Oh
hearing
yeah.
Muslims talk about Muhammad. Praise God for a Christian.
Yeah,
Praise
man, of
God.
course. Yeah. Praise Yahweh, man. He I always had a connection to him, but I thought I'd just do my own thing, and my lifetime, it was going well, but I was just out of control. I was just getting drunk all the time. You know, it's getting out of control. So I'm just glad I didn't kill anyone, honestly. Like, yeah, I was drunk driving a lot. So yeah, I got lucky. So yeah, I went to jail for a few days and had a wake up call, and it's like, hey, maybe maybe I should put down the drink and put down the drugs, and try to live a different life.
What advice would
So,
you give to young people that are struggling at the moment? So,
uh, if you got an addiction, just try to quit it one day at a time. That's what that's the best advice and get in the Bible. There's a lot of different books in there. You got Proverbs, you got Job. I mean, you got Psalms. all those books, it's a lot of encouragement, when you feel like you're down, you can read those and you feel encouraged,
All right, mate. Now, would I be allowed to put this on my YouTube channel for the kids over here?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Oh, thanks, sir. That made
Yeah,
me
man.
valuable. Is there any other
So,
advice you can leave us with from your life?
um, you know, even if you had bad stuff happen to you, don't let it define you. You can still live a better life even if you had a really terrible life, growing up. You know, so there's always time to turn things around and live a more positive life. You don't have to let your mistakes define you. You know, and learn from your mistakes. If you made really bad decisions, I mean, there's always tomorrow to not make those. Keep doing the same bad stuff. So that's what I always tell people that are addicted. In addiction, just you if you want to quit, and you'll find your bottom. I did. You gotta take it one day at a time. And some days are going to be harder than others. You want to go back to it, and you just got to tell yourself no. And you got to find activities that don't revolve around your addictions. You got to find new friends. It's a process. So it's everyone can achieve their goals if they get close to God. I really believe that. So and I mean, people can have a really great life and have a lot of fun without getting high or drunk. Like I've learned that.
What a
So
miracle. Well,
yeah, man.
miracle from God.
So yeah, man.
Hey, I
He
just want to,
you
yeah,
know,
go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
he's the reason why I'm alive. I should have been dead a lot of times. In the last 10 years, but he wouldn't let me. He's like, I got bigger plans for you. So yeah, man.
So good to hear a Christian speaking about the Lord. I'm getting
Yeah,
outnumbered
man.
by
You
Muslims
know.
and
I understand, the Muslims are always trying to recruit me, you know. I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. I understand you think Jesus is a prophet. He's my savior, man. He's the only thing that got me to, the book of life, I got eternal life because of him. And that's the other thing, I mean, you really get into the word, you realize you commit your life to Jesus Christ, you will live forever. This is just temporary. This life is temporary, you know, and we're gonna live forever in heaven, and serve him. Like, that's what I have to look forward to. You know. It's 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 great, you know. It's a true feeling of freedom. You know. Everyone's like, oh, you serve God. Well, yeah, but it's a choice. He gave us the most powerful gift any human or any person could have, even more powerful than the angels. He gave us free will. We can choose. You can use that to do bad, or we can use it to do good. It's up to us every single day. You know, and I try to explain that to people on how powerful your free will really is, how it affects other people around you. You know, it's it's very powerful. And we got to use it for good. You know, so yeah. Well, thank you for letting me share my testimony, man. You know, I try to encourage people to, get closer to God because He's always been there for you. You know, Even when you think no one cares, he does. You know, that's what I truly try to convince people of. You know, when the cards look down, God's always been there for you.
That's
He
awesome.
knew you before when you were in your mother's before you were in your mother's womb. You know, so pretty powerful.
You gonna go and get some dinner?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a bite. So yeah, yeah, man. Definitely. Feel free to share my testimony. I don't mind. My name's Tyler. So yeah,
Wow. I just want you to know I'll invest this testimony as wisely as I can on my
yeah,
platforms.
man. Yeah, man.
People will
That's
get,
cool. You got like some degrees back there.
yeah, I'm a theologian.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm up against it all the time. It's such a breath of fresh air, Tyler, to hear somebody, you're a miracle. A lot of
Well,
people,
I mean, I feel the spirit of the Lord with me all the time, everywhere I go. You know, he's with me all the time. I can feel him. It's and he was always there. Once again, I wanted to do my own thing, and I finally I came to heal to realize, I'm just serving Satan, and so once I realized that, I'm like, I'm just gonna, end up in hell if I keep going down the path I'm going down, you know. So might as well pull myself out and go down the path of righteousness, So.
any final words, my friend, before you go? I tell you, I'm
Um,
so grateful for your
yeah,
time.
well, just my favorite verse, Psalms 23, verse 1 through 6. Definitely, everyone should look that up. It's good encouragement. He he's sits me at a table for thine enemies, and lies me down in green pastures. I mean, that's pretty powerful stuff. So, like, if a God can do that, he can do anything.
Man, you're a miracle. You're a miracle. You got
Yeah,
out of the,
man, I do feel like the prodigal son some days. I came back to my family, even though I mean, I quit my addictions, and they helped me out a lot. So, you know,
well,
it's
listen, I don't want you, when I disappear, I don't want you to feel like you've made a massive investment. People are going to get touched by your testimony, man.
no, thank you, man. I know, what he has done for me. If it gets shared, then and it helps just one person, then that it's worth it all.